It's playoff time in Music City. Welcome back to the Nashville Predators GM mode. The 51-21-10 or the other team. 51-21-10 Nashville Predators will be taking on the 46-30-6 Colorado Avalanche. Division rivals, great divisional series. The way the NHL does the playoffs now is so nice. Where there's pretty much all divisional matchups. So that's not the correct thing to do. We're going to be looking at the Colorado Avalanche lines and how they performed this season. We'll go all the way over to Colorado. You can probably hear that. I'm sorry. Gabriel Landeskog, Matt Duchene, and Alex Tanguay. Duchene was an elite player this year. I already know that. Ryan O'Reilly, Nathan MacKinnon, Jerome McGinley, solid second line. Jamie McGinn, John Mitchell, and Danny Briere, also a solid third line. I think their team really is either better or equally as good as ours on the top three lines. We might have a slightly better fourth line. Defensively, we have them on the first, we have them on the second, and we have them on the third. So our defensive core is obviously, when you have such a good offense, you're not going to have as good of a defense. I don't think it's really possible anyway. And their goaltender is Semyon Varlamov, backed up by Calvin Pickard. Where did Rito Berra go? I thought he was pretty good last season for the Flames and then that. So let's see who performed for the Avalanche this season. We're trying to remember what lines they're on. So we'll see if that second line is just as good as that first line. I think their second line's better, to be completely honest. Just I don't know how Alex Tanguay did this season. I don't even remember their top line winger. Oh yeah, Gabriel Landeskog. So yeah, their second line's just as good and pretty much has the same things as their first and second line pretty much have the same thing. They have a great scoring center. McKinnon had close amount of points to Duchene. He doesn't have the goals that Duchene had. Tanguay and O'Reilly have comparable point totals, only separated by like 10. So this first line obviously was better and Landeskog even missed time. The first line was obviously better, but I don't think their second line was a lot worse. Like, that's still good years out of top liners besides Egan only at 48 points. But he's listed as a power forward for some reason in this game, so yeah, and their defense wasn't. I didn't even see. Is Eric Johnson out for the season? Let's look at that. It's one of the things about my GM as opposed to a lot of other people's. I don't know if this is still true, but I know for years they used to turn injuries off. I don't know how many people do that anymore because injuries are a lot less ridiculous now than they used to be. Even though we still miss Shea Weber, but I mean, your best players are going to get injured often. It's June 7th, that's pretty much the rest of the season. He might make it back if they get all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals, because I remember last year watching the Western Conference Finals with my girlfriend before my birthday, 10 days before my birthday. And then I don't remember if I watched hockey on my birthday or if there wasn't even hockey. So, but if there was playoff games, I watched them. So we're up 1-0 in the first period. Philip Forsberg right in front of the net. 2-1. Colin Wilson adds one. Alex Tanguay gets one. We're gonna times 6 or times. Oh, I didn't want to do that. We'll do times 6 through the third period throughout the playoffs, I think, unless it's a blowout after the second. And Craig Smith at the empty netter, we can send the rest of that. We only got 23 shots, but Pekka Rinne went Pekka Rinne and stopped 37 shots for us. And that last shot was really a throwaway. We only scored 2 goals. We just added the third as insurance marker when there was an empty net. So awesome. We're obviously helping our case out a lot. Forsberg from Neal and Rinne, Colin Wilson from Yager, Tanguay from John Mitchell and Ryan O'Reilly, and Craig Smith from Yager and Ellis. So Yager having Pekka Rinne at the first assist of the playoffs. That's funny. Yeah, Yager he's showing out his value as well and being a veteran presence and doesn't score a few playoff points for us. I was also looking to get a Danny Briere for our third line, but I realized that he would have just been put down to the fourth line. I also don't know if playoff players simulate the same way, and I didn't see Danny Briere now that I think about it. John Mitchell and McGinn, and maybe Briere was the other winger on that line. I'm not 100% sure though. Alright, so game 2, we're up 1-0, and we're still at home. So game 2, we're up 2-0. Colin Wilson and Shea Weber got goals. Alright, 2-1, Nathan MacKinnon. So Semyon Varlamov's calming down a little bit. He's made quite a few saves. All right, power play. We had a 5-on-3. All right, James Neal scored an even strength goal. It's fine. Power play again. We got another one. Go for it. We're just gonna sim the rest of this. And Cody Frain's got an empty netter. All right, 5-1 win. Nice. We've scored. We've outscored them. They only scored 2 goals in the playoffs, and we've scored like 10, 8. So we have a really good goal differential. And Pecorini's a beast. Yeah, Shea Weber, Ribeiro, Forsberg, Colin Wilson, Ellis Yager. Forsberg freaking tearing it up. Jesus, he had 3 points that game. Or 4. No, he had 4. He had 3 assists and a goal. Jesus Christ. I haven't seen Ribeiro, though. Oh, yeah, Ribeiro's right here. 1 assist. Alright. Fair enough. Yeah, Forsberg having a lot of points. Jesus. 3 points in the 3rd period alone. God damn. He's definitely been our. Him and Pecorine seem to be the playoff performers so far. That's another thing that can really help his development because he had a strong second half coming into this playoff run. Forsberg did so. Yeah, 5 points in the playoffs. He had a point in that first game too, I guess. And we've only allowed 2 goals in the playoffs. So we're going to Colorado. This is a tough place to play with Patrick Waugh as the coach, but Forsberg was another goal. Jesus. Patrick Waugh really made this place a tough place to play. So let's see if they can keep pace with us this game. Or Forsberg with the 2nd goal in the game. Jesus. Yager scores one from. And that was a really strange spot. It must have been like the point, but the way the game like doesn't. The game loves to take spots from that area, like the point, like fading back. I'm just gonna say, this is ridiculous. We're just our offense cannot be stopped right now. I guess Yager really helped us out a lot. Forsberg got at least 2 points that game again, just tearing up the playoffs already in this first round. 3 points. He's got like 3 games. He has like 8 points now probably. He already had 5 and he had 2 goals at least. So. He's like Gretzky, Jesus. Actually, he didn't have any assists, so he only had those 2 goals. Colin Wilson had another point. Looks like Ryan Ellis is also having a really good playoff run. And Ribeiro and James Neal had 3 points that game, so Ribeiro really showed up now. Looks like we're just firing on all cylinders. We've averaged like 4.5 goals probably. It would be 5, 3. Yeah, it'd be like 4.25, I think actually. Maybe like 4.5. I don't know. I'm not super great at math, so like mental math. So game 4. Let's see if we can make this a clean sweep right here. If they're gonna steal one in their own arena. So first period tied 0-0. All right, Philip Forsberg with another goal. Shea Weber, another goal right there from the point. And Forsberg again, Jesus. Forsberg just unreal. Landeskog got one for them. Oh, Nick Holden, this one might be interesting. The 3rd period is really interesting for both teams. Our team's shooting really good though. And it looks like we got the empty netter. Forsberg with a hat trick. And we clean sweep the Colorado Avalanche. I actually think we can get another playoff round in this episode. So I'll try and do 2 rounds. If it pushes 30 minutes, that's fine. If it goes if the first round's over, it's 20 minutes in, like it's 7 games and stuff. Forsberg scored 7 goals in how many games? I didn't even look at the friggin' tally for that one. He scored 7 goals in 4 games. That's ridiculous. That's freaking insane, man. Oh my god. Ribeiro had 7 assists. Jesus. This is 5, 6, 7. Sum up to the next series. Sum up to the next series and keep going. The AHL regular season's at Noga. I don't remember what game did I watch last year. Man, I thought Colorado played in that game, unless the playoffs started late as hell. Because it was like May 30th, I think. It was one of my friend's birthday parties. It wasn't their actual birthday, but it was a party for them. I remember very vividly. So. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure the game was at Colorado, though. That's the thing. And I know they didn't even make it past the first round. I don't remember, though. It's crazy. We gotta go one more day, I guess. And we'll also see who won each playoff series up to this point. So we're taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. We're gonna send out the scout. Might not have time for another. I'm not gonna do another. Another playoff series. We'll do forwards in the queue. No, we did that already. WHL. Merkley went all the way down to a third rounder. Really? Let's scout the WHL again. What the hell happened here? I already know everything, like pretty much everything there is to know about the OHL. So that's the calendar on the GM tracker. Our AHL team is not even doing that great. We can upgrade both of these things. And then we'll do assistant coach next. All right, we won't do 2 playoff series. We need to make the playoffs in the AHL. So, we can do that. We can look at what our AHL team did points wise. After I look at playoff stats here, so let's go to Stats Central. We'll do playoff tree first. In the NHL. So in the first round, why is it? Oh, it shows. So in the first round, Vancouver beat Dallas 4-1. Anaheim edged out LA in 7 games. We swept the Avalanche, and Chicago just stomped the Blues again this year. Boston beat Toronto in 6 games. Detroit took Carolina took Detroit to 7, but Detroit still won. And the Rangers beat the Islanders. A couple upsets in that 2-3 spot in the East. And Montreal upset Pittsburgh 4-1. Pittsburgh won 50 games too. That's crazy. It's a playoff tree for that. Player stats in the playoffs. We'll look at our team and how insane they are. Philip Forsberg with 10 points, Urbiro with 8, Neal with 6. That top line's tore it up. Yager with 4, Ellis with 4 assists, Shea Weber with 3 points, Colin Wilson, Cody Franzen, Craig Smith, Yossi. Seth Jones didn't have any points, Santorelli didn't either. And that was pretty much the only disappointments. Didn't really expect a whole lot of anyone else. Forsberg scored a lot at even strength, blah, blah, blah. Well, it might have been power plays too, actually. Game-winning goals, Forsberg had 2, Colin Wilson had 2. Power play goals, yeah, Forsberg scored 5 of his goals on the power play. No, it's just the power play that works really well for us. In goals against, 1 for Pekka Rinne with a 969 save percentage. It's almost 97% of the shots. Only get 4 goals on 131 shots, and one of those games was a shutout. Jesus, Rinne is unreal. Okay, we'll look at what we didn't look at before, because I guess the season wasn't over, so it wasn't even a good opportunity. It was our AHL players and how they did. So I'll throw that in, since this episode didn't go super long. I'll throw that in instead of doing another playoff round. Hold on, I got my. All right. So Cale Yarncroc playing that top line. He got up to an 80, it looks like too. He got 67 points. It's good. Pontus Aberg scored 35 goals. Andrei Lakshonov had 50 assists. Salamaki, what's his potential? 3.5 red. Sissons had 46 points. He's a 3.5 gold star. Austin Watson had 44 points, 4-star. Maybe he can get a little better and play like one of our bottom lines this season. Ian White, I don't remember signing him. How did he get on our team? Matthias Ekholm, 26. Frederick Gaudreau, Arvidsson, blah blah blah. These guys all suck. And then Hellberg, let's see how he did. 3-4-9, didn't do all that great. Makarov didn't either. Yeah, our goaltending was definitely disappointing to say the least. I don't even think, did Saros play like the last half? They must have played like the last half of the season. Oh yeah. So next episode we will take on Chicago. See you then. All right, welcome back to round 2 of the playoffs in the Nashville Predators GM mode. I guess I'm gonna be welcome back. I guess it'd be welcome to the second round of the playoffs. So we'll look at Chicago's lines. Same routine as last time. We'll look at their lines and then how their players performed, stats wise, and how they're doing so far in the playoffs, and if anyone's injured. So I expect this game or this round not to be a sweep. Yeah, they have 3 90s on their top line and a 90 on their second line. Offensively, they're set. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves, 93, Hossa, 90, Brad Richards, Christopher Stieg, and Patrick Sharp, Brandon Saad, Antoine Vermette, and Brian Bickle are their third line, Daniel Carcillo, Andrew Shaw, and Andrew Desjardins, Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook, Nicholas Hjalmarsson, Kimmo Timonen, Michael Roosevelt, and Johnny Oduya. And then goalies, obviously Corey Crawford. I want to see what he's rated. 88. All right, that's fair for Crawford. 87, 88, somewhere around there, I think. Is pretty good number indicative of his ability as well as the team around him. Let's look here at the season stats for Chicago. So we can see how their players perform for them and if we should be looking out for their team in the playoffs too. So Taves had 78 points, Host had 73, Sharp had 73, Duncan Keith had 64. Kane only played 68 games and had 61 points, so he's someone to watch out for. Brad Richards and Brandon Saad had good seasons. Christopher Stieg did not really have that great of a season. And Antoine Vermette with 32 points. He was a good defensive player, though. He had one of the higher. No, he didn't. He had pretty average plus minus for their forwards. Not a great season for Antoine Vermette, I guess. And then how good was Corey Crawford's season? He had 2-3. They let Michael Leighton play. Jesus. 2-3 goals against. Had a really good record. 917 save percentage. And Antti Raanta had not a bad season either. And we'll look at their playoff stats that we can. Now that we can actually do that. And we should look at team stats in the playoffs after this round too. That's shit. I didn't want to do that. Chicago. 6 points for Duncan Keith, all assists. They didn't have super great standouts. They had a solid team. A lot of people had points, and Corey Crawford had a really good performance, 930 save percentage. What else? I think that's it. Oh, injuries. I don't think they have any, but still worth looking at. I never checked our strategies in this. I think I'm just gonna leave them for now. Maybe when our team starts to struggle, which they never have, and probably never will, with this current roster if we keep it all together. Chicago, no injuries. Okay. So let's get into this. I don't know who I give the edge to. We have the same number of wins and losses. We just have more points. We're both 50-win teams. We'll see how this series goes. I don't know if we're guaranteed to win this one. Alright, it's tied 1-1. That's pretty indicative of this series as a whole. We're up 3-2. Duncan Keith scored a goal for them, but we had 2 on our own end. We won 3-2 game 1. Okay, that's cool. Alright, we won game 1. Franzen has 3 goals in the playoffs. Okay. Let's send this text quick. Okay, game 2. Alright, first period we're up 1-0. Santarelli scores. Alright, 2-0. Sean Thornton with a goal. And I don't think I timed 6 last one. Kimmo Timonen gets one for them. From the slot. Craig Smith comes back for us. Yeah, this looks like it's not a series of our stars. It looks like it's a lot of the more deep players. That top line full of two-way forwards, I think really takes an effect. Actually, I don't think Patrick Sharp's on the top line with them. Never mind. I was thinking Patrick Sharp was on that line for some reason, but I think Patrick Kane is on that line. We won 3-1. We have a good goal differential again, and I like that. And Pecorini is really coming to play in these playoffs. I believe it was the first game. This series, I believe, was the first game where he gave up more than one goal in a game. Oh no, he gave up 2 goals in the last game of that Colorado series. So still has a really good goals against probably though. All right, Chicago's up 1-0. Jonathan Taves scores. All right, we get 2 back though. Shea Weber and Jaromir Jagr. Yeah, Forsberg's not as hot in this round. It doesn't look like that top line is really performing at all, goals wise. I mean, they might have assists, but we might be just enough to win, and it is. Okay, so we are just dominating this playoff run. All right, they score 1, but we got 2, and we're 7-0 so far in the playoffs. So that's good. Okay, it's game 4. Let's get into this. Maybe we can win. Maybe we can sweep the playoffs. Alright. 2-1 after 2 periods. I didn't really narrate through that, but whatever. It's up 2-1 in this game. Ooh, they tied it, Desjardins. Let's see if we can get another, or if they're going to score another. It's pretty much, I guess, whoever scores the next goal is going to win. Yeah, especially now that it's overtime. We won. Alright, so Jagr scores. We'll look at the playoff stats again. We won again. That's good. So we just swept another playoff series. I did not expect this to go this quickly, but I'm going to wrap this up real quick because I have something to go do. So thankfully it didn't take as long as it probably could have. Colin Wilson's out until May 18th. Okay, we'll deal with that next episode if I remember to. Actually, I'll write it down so I do it. Wilson injured. Let's put that. All right. So, Jesus, phone, don't go off now. It's almost the end of the recording. We'll see what we're doing so far. I don't think Forsberg got a point in those games at all. I don't believe anyway. No, he had a couple assists. Okay, so he's still doing really good. Ribeiro's kind of slow. Shea Weber really picked it up last series. He had 5 points, I believe. James Neal's still solid. Jagr's doing okay. Had a couple goals for us. Yeah, and then Pecorini, obviously still the story of the playoffs. The showstopper, 8-0, 959. Going down like 10% or 1%. Save percentage wise, and he still only has 1 shutout, but he's given up 10 goals and 244 shots. That's impressive in 482 minutes. So, I'd like to thank you guys for watching up to this point. Next episode will be the Western Conference Finals, and hopefully something of a challenge. So, thanks for watching. Peace.